Alright. So as I said, we have more of the Eternal Card Game Tournament. I'm going to jump right in. We don't have... I don't want to waste your time. We've got Alesha versus Yanbetari today. And so Alesha is playing a group of kilos is called a pod. As you may or may not know, this is a singleton hero tournament, so you only are allowed one copy of any card besides basic power, and the other exception being your hero, because Direwolf doesn't allow us to have access to their coding, where we can, like, do our own special format. We have to make our own rules. So we've got 4 Kilo Bold Innovator, which is going to be the hero for Alesha. On the other side of this match, we've got Yanbetari, featuring the Collections Department, which is a build based around Syl, Hand of the Cabal. So it's going to be a Stone Scar build. Lots of removal in this one, combusts, annihilates, you know, and then of course like some good aggressive early units, things like Black Hole War Leader and Kato, stuff that you're going to be very, very used to by now if you've been playing Eternal. And on the other side, like I said, with Alesha, the big thing is probably going to be whether or not, like, she's able to get down all of these 2-drops. I feel like a lot of the 2-drops are very important for both of these players. I mean, probably a little bit more important for Alesha, considering Kilo is herself a 2-drop. But on the other side, like, Black Hole War Leader will be able to stop most of the units from AleshaKills here, so you'll be able to see that, like, be able to block Crown Watch Paladin and stop Rip Knife Assassin or trade with it. Things that are really going to be powerful, as we've seen it before, are Acquisitive Crow if that comes down early, or being able to snowball like a Wyatt on the side of the Stone Scar deck. And we're going to jump right on in. This is a loser's bracket round, so whoever loses this one is in fact out of the tournament. So let's jump right on in. We're going to watch from Alesha's side. Kilo seems like a fun character. Kilo is a very fun character and also a very powerful character. Very, very strong. Let's just let both of our players know that they're good to go. It's a nice opening hand here from Alesha. We just talked about how strong Acquisitive Crow has been. So we'll see if that ends up being as strong here as we might imagine. Crow is very nasty. And Alesha, I guess, is not actually guaranteed to have it. I mean, there's a good chance, considering Seek Answers can find a power card. But it doesn't find a specific power card. It does find a random one. There we go. Okay, Alesha actually finds the Seed of Cunning. So I imagine she's going to play that one first and then Seek Answers. The big question is whether or not she Seek Answers for more power or for a non-power card now. Because honestly, there's a pretty even shot on those at this point. And Yanbetari getting a little bit of fixing as well. Getting a Shavka Evangel. And here comes Acquisitive Crow. So the big question is, does Yanbetari have an answer? If Yanbetari doesn't have an answer, I don't think we've seen anybody lose a game when they had Acquisitive Crow in play, and especially not since turn 3. So we're going to see if Yanbetari is able to find Torch, Annihilate, Defile. There's a lot of removal that they have. Seer is another one. Like, those are just the 2-drop choices. Voprex's choice as well. Ooh, but it looks like not. So here comes Champion of Chaos, which is a really nice aggressive threat, and I like the choice to Berserk this right away as well. If you're going to be stuck against Acquisitive Crow, the best thing you can probably do is force Alesha into a race here. Try and stop it where it's not able to utilize all the cards that they're going to draw off of it.
You buying or not?
God. With the Merchant, it's so good. Any of the 1-cost spells that you just don't want to use, you can just chuck away and grab something that's better. I love this. Alesha keeps Light the Fuse, play into the crowd, going for the RNG. Might not be a bad choice either. Like, Alesha is kind of stuck in a race here, so forcing Yanbetari to have firebombs in their deck could be very good. And attack both. Alesha's gotta block something here. And I would imagine that it's the Champion of Chaos, although there's a reasonable answer to just block the 2/2, because it blocks the same amount of damage either way, and then you can Pristine Light, and that gets rid of this. She still wants to find an answer for the Shavka Evangel here, for sure.
The centaurs ride to war.
Ooh, and here comes Zuberi. But, unfortunately, that gets picked up by a Pristine Light, and I think that Pristine Light's gonna come down. Alesha doesn't have another good play. Like, Crown Watch Trader is nice, but it doesn't trade with the Zuberi. Alesha's gonna want to not let this give something double damage. No firebombs yet out of Yanbetari, but those can happen at any time. And you never know. I mean, Light the Fuse puts in 4, 5, 5, so it is possible to just draw all of them in a row and die. I'm sure it's happened to somebody. Ooh, that's a really good answer to what Alesha has here. One turn short of being able to play Dizo's Office. Yeah, got the Tradition Chant, which will allow the Dizo's Office to be played, but right now, Inquisitive Crow just suicides in there against that Crimson Fire Maw, and Alesha's gonna need a good answer. Able to get Unseen Execution, which does kill both of the units in play right now for Yanbetari, but in the meantime, Alesha's taking a bunch of damage, and Yanbetari is getting a discount on their next card. This is a really bad spot right now for Alesha. Something I didn't expect when Inquisitive Crow came down so early and wasn't answered. But Alesha just had a lot of really expensive cards and just kind of a slow draw. And Yanbetari played exactly the way they needed to against an Inquisitive Crow, which is get really aggressive and try and force as many trades as possible.
You're in our debt.
And here comes Syl. Alesha with no Pristine Light, but able to wipe out the board anyways because of this. Leaves Yanbetari with just the 2/2 Berserk Reckless. It's weird that Alesha didn't attack first, because an attack with the Blight Pass Smuggler
Cover me.
getting Reckless would have actually made it dodge that.
Now it's my turn.
Ooh. Vara's a good hit, but that's terrifying if you're Alesha. Because this is Reckless. That's gotta mean that there's an answer in hand for Yanbetari. Maybe not? Let's attack the Shavka Evangel, but that actually gains a bunch of life back off of this Vara.
All according to plan.
I'm really surprised that a sacrifice didn't happen there. I like this. Alesha getting defensive light him up, trying to get a little bit more life back. If Alesha can now top deck a power card and get the Dizo's Office online, that'd be amazing. Kaifus ain't bad though, depends on what it hits. Oh, double damage, endurance, and unblockable is really good, but it doesn't stop that unblockability on the the Ashara from Yanbetari. Yanbetari only able to put through 8 unblockable damage? And notably, Kaifus doesn't die to something like Annihilate. Oh, it does die to Cremate, though. And that's lethal.
All according to plan.
12 damage exactly. Yanbetari takes it down. Really close fought game. Alesha just getting a little bit stuck. Went for the Dizo's Office and never really managed to get enough power to have it go off. And didn't have enough time. Wasn't allowed enough time by Yanbetari. Like, I want to make sure that we give props here, because Yanbetari, I think, did what they needed to do there, which was play very aggressive, get lots of good evasive units, and, I mean, that's a lot of luck, too, but they knew to just go in every single turn, and that's what they did, and it made it so that Alesha's line of going a little bit slower and getting that Dizo's Office never really was able to come together. And now we're going to watch from Yanbetari's side and see if Yanbetari can take down a second game in a row and thus clinch the match. Knocking out Alesha early would be a big upset in a lot of ways because Alesha has finished in the top 3 of a lot of our tournaments. I believe the last 2 or 3 in a row, in fact. Alesha is a perennial favorite for winning a lot of these things. Yanbetari is definitely no slouch, though. It's just that Alesha has put up a very consistent showing in most of these, so getting knocked out very early in the tournament would be, as I said, a bit of an upset here. All right, so our players have challenged, and we're going to watch from Yanbetari's side. If you need to know the deck lists, you can either look below if you're watching the YouTube, or you can just type deck list in the stream. Our players know they're good to go. And a nice aggressive hand here for Yanbetari. Caleb's favor is going to be able to fix up any problems that they have. Dizo's office is a little bit out of place with how aggressive the hand is here, but the rest of the hand looks great. Able to Vara's intervention kill the Ikaria here, and I would think that's the choice. It's a little bit tough because you don't want to let Ikaria ramp Alesha. At the same time, you do want to get something like Black Hall War Leader down. You want to be able to utilize all of your power every single turn.
We fight to survive.
Alright, and there's Ghostblade. That's not good enough to block the Black Hall War Leader, so I imagine we see that. And Yanbetari is going to hope that Defile is good enough to push through some damage here. Ooh, and here comes Kilo, immediately sacrificing the Ghostblade, which means there is going to be a nasty pair of units on the board here against Yanbetari. Not as nasty as I expected. Trying to chain it together, maybe to go for 6, like for Kaifus or something. And that's going to backfire a bit, because Yanbetari gets to kill that with a Defile and attack into the Black Hall, which there's no good block here. And Alesha only has 3 cards in hand now, so Yanbetari with double removal able to kind of eat up Alesha's board.
Who says you can't play with fire?
Alesha needs to have another Kilo in hand. And there we go! It's not a Kilo, but it might as well be. Dark Return, pull back Ghostblade, not pull back the Kilo. So there's another Kilo in Alesha's hand already? Or not pulling back the Kilo seems incredibly strange to me. No block. Alesha's gotta be up to something. There's something very strange going on. Oh, wait! Oh, I know what it is! I just realized it was Defile. Kilo was stolen. Oh, that's brutal. However, a fantastic Pristine Light wipes out both of the units on the side of Yanbetari. But now, like, Yanbetari actually has the late game now versus Alesha. So we see kind of a reversal of the roles here, where now Alesha needs to be aggressive. And just as I say that, Alesha top decks another Kilo, gets an Aura Piercer, which has Tribute, which means that it's an immediate invoke, giving Alesha a ton of value. There's massive, massive swings in this game. And Yanbetari rips the power off the top, perfectly on curve, and gets Aramot. A very nice Aramot. And in comes Aura Piercer to die. Was that maybe planned? It's hard to know. Alesha just trying to get some damage in here. So a reminder, in Alesha's market that they're looking at right now, they've got Edict of Makar, Grasping at Shadows, Unseen Execution, Dizo's Office, and a Token of Purpose to fix their power. So I could see either an Unseen Execution to try and kill the board, or a Dizo's office to try and get the answer to this Aramont. Speaking of Dizo's office, here goes the second kilo for Alesha.
My runes failed.
It's honestly almost the third one for Alesha. Oh wow, Eileen's choice to kill the Aramont. So a bit of a punish on that attack. Yanbetari has a Dizo's office, which is very powerful, but nothing else. Alesha on a bunch of cards in hand. And this is a scary attack here for Yanbetari, because Yanbetari needs to protect this Dizo's office really badly. They need to be able to scheme to find more answers, but letting this through is terrifying, because they can't, like, not blocking it is also scary. Blocking it is also scary because that's the only unit they have in play, and with Deadly, it might stop down some very scary units out of Alesha's deck. I like Yanbetari taking the risk, letting the Dizos tank a hit. Ooh, and a Pale Rider's Timepiece is a pretty strong top deck here. I was going to say, I've got to imagine there's no Pale Riders yet, because giving it Killer doesn't actually do anything against the Krendon Merchant. And honestly, Yanbetari could maybe try and go for the full 12. Oh no! Desecrate to kill it. Eat the Dizo's office. Yanbetari has the Pale Riders, which is great, but not if you don't have a unit. Now Yanbetari picks up their own Desecrate, able to kill the Pony Snatcher if they need to, but they'll wait because it's a fast spell. I'd imagine they wait. This could be a bit of mind games as well. Looking over Alesha's list is not a bad idea either. Both players have access to each other's lists, and they want to look at the cards in Void, see like whether there's any way to counter a Desecrate. So if they maybe want to play it while Alesha's tapped out. There is, but it's already in the Void. There's specifically a Daring Griffin, which would stop this Desecrate. And Alesha had gotten the Grasping at Shadows. So that Aramont swing might come back to haunt Yanbetari, as now Moknati comes into play, which can be killed by Desecrate, but I don't think that's the way that you want to do it. For people that don't know, Moknati has an Entomb, so when it dies, you get to put Moknati into your deck instead of your Void, and you get to draw cards up to 7. So yeah, I mean, it's going to have to kill Moknati, but Alesha gets to draw 4 cards here and put Moknati back in the deck. And this is a frightening position for Yanbetari to be in. Pale Rider's Timepiece can do a lot of work. Killer Deadly Lifesteal is a lot, but Yanbetari needs to get that answer now. They need a unit immediately, and it's probably still not enough. I mean, Street Urchin is a unit. It fills that requirement. But what a tough position to be in. Alesha also having ripped a lot of the market away from Yanbetari at this point. And here comes the Dizo's office, and that's almost certainly going to be the game. There should be a Devour out of Yanbetari here, just to get what value they can. But I can't really think of anything that saves them. Last Word is very cool, but not good enough. Same with Ashara and that. I mean, I guess it's not technically the game yet. Yanbetari is going to play it out to the bitter end. Oh no, it is actually the game, because they didn't use it beforehand. Threaten could have gone on the Pony Snatcher and actually killed. But Alesha's going to go for an Annihilate and kill that way anyways. And we have a 1-1 tie. tight match. That was a very, very swingy game. It looked very firmly in hand for both players at different points. But Alesha able to utilize double Kilo well enough to pull out the win. And we're going to wait for our players to jump back in again. And we're going to watch the final match side from Alesha. Whoever loses this, as I said before, will actually be out of the tournament. We are playing our losers round 1 bracket is what's happening right now. So it's this final losers bracket between Yanbetari and AleshaKills. The winner will go on to fight Zendikon. The loser goes home, unfortunately. We just gotta wait for our players to look over each other's deck lists, take a break, maybe get a glass of water if they need it, and then they'll come back and challenge. And there we are. Perfect hand here from Alesha. Units with ability. What? Was there... Did I miss something? Was there a power faction missing? Was Alesha missing Shadow in that first hand? It looked like... I just got to glance at the sigils, but I saw so many dual cost ones, I assumed that Alesha had the right colors. Maybe they were missing a color? Really unfortunate, because that first hand looked amazing otherwise. Kilo with actual units with abilities. Very interesting. Sorry, I should let Yanbetari know that they're good to go, because I'm watching Alesha. So I'd love to see an instant replay on that. In fact, I am going to very quickly do that and just double check. Because I'd like to know why that first hand was actually chucked back. That's a... I'd like to know... Strange moment for sure. See, I don't know. It looks like... Maybe Alesha thought the hand was too slow. It was all depleted power. So that might have been the reason why. Because there was actually cards that matched up for every color. So as a real quick look at that hand, this is the first one. With the strategize. And that hand seems very keepable to me, so I'm a little surprised that it got thrown back here. But Alesha's a very good player, knows what she's doing. Tough hand now, though. A couple of rough mulligans. There are some powerful cards in Alesha's hand. And Alesha also doesn't actually have a need for any primal yet. And can even, yeah, I was gonna say, can even grab it off of that, so... That seems perfectly acceptable as a mulligan to 6 now. Yanbetari actually stumbling quite a bit here, too. Able to cull the deck and get a Caleb's favor, but no board presence by turn 4. Both of these players having certainly suboptimal hands from what they would want, I'm sure. And it seems like Yanbetari has some kind of fast spell.
You're in our debt.
And here we go. Yanbetari getting their hero down, Syl coming into play. So when Syl hits the enemy player, you get +1 power this turn for each of your units that have dealt damage. So Syl will actually buy Yanbetari extra power to play bigger things.
Our whims and will are unbreakable.
And Yanbetari is going to want to go wide off of that. Man, Alesha is able to utilize a lot of their hand, though. And Pristine Light is able to come down next turn, too. All of Alesha's units dodge it, so... Yanbetari is going to need something pretty good. That's nice. It's a great, clean answer to Ikaria.
Get the riffraff out of here.
And get a blocker to maybe trade away with a Rip Knife Assassin or attack back. Oh, I like this attack from Alesha. So this is an interesting one. If Yanbetari had blocked, Voidbringer just pulls back whenever it dies, and that seems very disgusting. Now it probably does anyways to be able to try and just chump block this Wyatt and not let Yanbetari steal cards. Eclipse Dragon. Yanbetari just going hard into the paint. Trying to race here against Alesha's board. And the thing is, it's a pretty big advantage with this still Hand of Cabal. I mean, Yanbetari ending the turn here, getting another 3 power up to 8. Do they have any fast spells that matter? No, nothing? Tough spot for Yanbetari to not be able to play anything. Especially with that pristine light.
Our wings and will are unbreakable.
And yeah, Yanbetari able to get a lot of extra power off of the Sill, but not able to utilize it for anything. And it feels like they've fallen too far behind now. They're going to need a minor miracle to get out of this.
You're in our
There's part of the
debt.
reason. Sill's clogging up the hand. Maybe drew too many Sills. I mean, this is a rough spot for Yanbetari to be in here. Ooh, yeah, I was gonna say, if Yanbetari lets it in, like, Alesha actually has the win off of Black Sky Harbinger, and there we go. That's gonna be the match. Yanbetari stuck with some Sills in hand, unable to utilize all that extra power they were making, and just ends up losing the game and the match. So that'll be a 2-1 win for Alesha, a really, really tight one.